Okay, time to see what Boothill's ultimate can really do. $200,000, that's pretty good. Okay, now for his skill with max pocket trickshot stacks. Oh my god, 357,000. Hey guys, Hoyoverse were kind enough to allow me to share content from the Creator Experience server. This has allowed me to spend a nice amount of time with Boothill testing him out so I can make a guide for you guys. But before I get into that, I just want to say that all content I will be sharing is not fully indicative of the final product and is still subject to change before release. With that out of the way, let's go. Boothill is a very strong single target DPS character that uses break effect to wipe out his enemies. He follows the path of the hunt and uses physical damage. His enhanced basic attack is what you want to be excited for. I'll explain that as part of his skill. Boothill's skill forces himself and an enemy into standoff state. This enhances his basic attack. Standoff state lasts for 2 turns or ends when the enemy weakness is broken or the enemy is defeated. During this state, the enemy is taunted and they both receive increased damage from each other. When the enemy weakness is broken or the enemy is defeated, he gains 1 stack of pocket trickshot. This will be explained in his talent. His ultimate applies physical weakness to the enemy that he attacks and does huge single target damage. This also delays the action of the enemy. Boothill's talent makes every stack of trick shot increase his enhanced basic attack's toughness reduction by 50%. This stacks up to 3 times. If the enemy weakness is broken by the enhanced basic attack, it deals huge break damage based on the stacks. Boothill's technique makes it so the first time you cast his skill, it applies physical weakness to the enemy the same way his ultimate does. When it comes to his traces, his first trace ability is point blank. When he gains a stack of pocket trick shot while in the standoff state, he gains 10 energy. This can be triggered past the stack limit of 3. His second trace ability is above snakes. While Boothill is in the standoff, this reduces the damage he receives from targets that are not in the standoff by 30%. And finally, Ghost Load. This increases his crit rate and crit damage based on a percentage of his break effect. For his trace priority, you want to level his basic attack, then his talent, and then his skill and ultimate. The reason you level his basic attack first is because this also boosts the damage of his enhanced basic attack. For light cones, you guessed it, his best light cone is his signature light cone. It gives break effect, speed, and ignores defense, which is an insane stat to have in a light cone. So the weird thing is that this is actually his second best light cone right now. Adversarial's passive at R5 gives you 18% speed for 2 turns when killing an enemy. As Boothill only really needs break effect and speed, this actually helps him more than the other 4-star light cones. This is the best option for him as long as there are some enemies to kill in the fight. On the bright side, everybody will probably have this at S5. Hopefully there'll be a good 4-star light cone soon to help this guy out. If you don't have his signature light cone and don't feel like using a 3-star light cone, you can always chuck on S5 swordplay, S5 cruising in the Stellar Sea, or sleep like the dead. Will they do anything?
No.
For Relics, as of version 2.2, his best 4-piece set is Thief of Shooting Meteor. You can also go 2-piece Thief and 2-piece Watchmaker. His best in slot planar ornament set by far is Talia for now. Space Ceiling Station and Firmament Frontline are okay. For Relic Stats, you want Crit Body because there isn't really a better choice. You want Speed on the boots and you want to get at least 145 speed to proc the Talia set. On the planar sphere, you want attack or physical damage, it doesn't really matter which, they will perform pretty much the same. And for the link rope, you definitely want break effect. For substats, you want to just go break effect and speed, that's it. The 2 breakpoints you want to work towards are 300% break effect to max his traceability and 160 plus speed. So for teams, Boothill needs to break enemies for his kit to work. So Ruin Mei is by far his best teammate. She basically keeps enemies broken longer, increases damage done to broken enemies, and increases break efficiency. Harmony MC is another incredible choice as a teammate for the increased break effect and bringing the super break mechanic with her. There is a build for her in the description. Gallagher is very good as he is a sustainer and makes enemies take more break damage. He was made for teams like this. Bronya is very good for him with her damage dealt buff, the crit damage buff, and the action forward. Sparkle can take Bronya's place if you don't have Bronya or if Sparkle is better for the situation. Gallagher can be swapped out for other sustains without an issue like Fujuan and Aventurine. Most good supports like Robin are also a good choice if you don't have characters like Ruan Mei, Bronya or Sparkle. A good free-to-play team would be Boothill, Pella, Harmony Trailblazer and Gallagher. For Eidolons, his E1 makes you start with 1 stack of pocket trick shot at the beginning of the battle, and he now ignores 16% of defense. This is a pretty good Eidolon. E2 makes you gain a skill point when you gain a stack of pocket trick shot while in standoff state. This also increases break effect by 30% for 2 turns. Gaining a stack of pocket trick shot past the stack limit also triggers this effect. This Eidolon makes him more comfortable to play. For E4, while in standoff state, Boothill will deal 12% more damage to the enemy, and when the enemy attacks Boothill, the effect of him receiving increased damage is offset by 12%. And for E6, when Boothill triggers his talent's break damage, he deals additional break damage to the target, equal to 40% of the original damage multiplier, and it is also now Blast. If you are looking to get Eidolons for Boothill, I would recommend getting E1 and E2, unless you are going all the way to E6. His E6 basically makes him a nuclear breaker. When it comes to the choice of E1 or S1, I would definitely go for S1 as it gives him huge break effect, speed, and also ignores defense like his E1. The defense ignore is only on his break effect though, so keep that in mind. And he also doesn't really have another great light gun right now. Here are the pros and cons. Pros: huge single target DPS, flexible for a lot of teams as he adds physical weakness to enemies, very free to play friendly. Cons: if you have been playing for a long time and already have a lot of really strong characters, you might not need him. Should you pull? If you need a really strong physical DPS, pull. If you've already fully built characters like Argenti and Clara, maybe not. His playstyle is really fun and he might help in some upcoming content. But that's it for Boothill. I personally find him really fun. I do recommend him unless you have your eyes set on your favourite waifu. Also, if you liked the video, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and thanks for watching. You can expect more videos like these for Genshin, Star Rail, and Zenless Zone Zero. See ya.